Joe Biden is the least popular president in 70 years. Worse than both Jimmy Carter and Richard Nixon. Good old Tricky Dicky. Welcome to Dave's Club, your newest stop for all things Patriot and conservative. I'm glad you're here. Let's take a look at the news. President Joe Biden has made the record book, but probably not for the reason he had hoped. The New York Post reported that the president is the least popular leader in the last 70 years. Worse than both Jimmy Carter and Richard Nixon. Worse than Jimmy Carter? Surely you jest. I actually remember Jimmy Carter. He was president when I was a little boy. Yeah, that's how old I am. The recent poll data could spell the end for the commander-in-chief. The Gallup poll mentioned that Biden, who is 81 years old, had a staggering 38.7% job approval rating for the first quarter of 2024. But with mail-in votes on his side, don't count him out yet. Biden currently sits 3 points lower than the one-term George H.W. Bush at the same point in his presidency. The pollsters said that with about 6 months remaining before Election Day, Biden stands in a weaker position than any prior incumbent. Yeah, but you never know. Mail-in ballots, folks. That's the ticket. Biden's approval rating runs counter to Trump's approval rating at this point in his presidency. Trump had a 46.8% approval rating with just 6 months left in his term. And with mail-in ballots, he still lost. Jimmy Carter is the only other president with a below 50% average in his 13th quarter. 3 of the 4 prior presidents who had 13th quarter approval averages below 50% lost their re-election bids, with Obama the exception. 4 of the 6 presidents who were re-elected, Richard Nixon, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush, averaged between 51% and 55% approval during their 13th quarters. Another, Dwight Eisenhower, had the highest average for a president at this stage of his presidency, 73.2%. The report went on to say that Biden's latest quarterly average is the lowest of his presidency so far, though it is not much different than the previous quarter, where he raked in a 39% approval rating. Go Joe Biden! You know, guys, in 2020, I thought the Trump train was chugging along pretty well, pretty hard and fast. I didn't think anyone could stop Trump, especially not Biden. Boy, was I wrong. Biden's approval rating dramatically decreased after his first 2 quarters in office. He was sitting around 50% in the first 2 quarters, and his approval rating has now lingered around 40%. During the 13th quarter, the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza continued, as did elevated levels of illegal crossings at the U.S. southern border. No duh. However, it is yet to be seen if Trump will manage to overcome Biden in the upcoming 2024 presidential election. Well, with mail-in ballots, who knows? Okay, that's today's show. Please support this channel by subbing and hitting that old like button. I'm posting new videos about 5 days a week, and you don't want to miss it. See you next time.